Greetings and welcome. This is Miss Jackson. I'm going to cover the first extra practice homework page that has lesson 4 homework on it. There are 2 of them that are being sent home this week. This video is just going to cover the first one, and then the second I'll make a second video for the second page. I just don't want the video to get too long, especially if you're just trying to find something, one specific question. You don't want to sort through 30 minutes of video to find that. This lesson is going to be the first lesson that moves us towards understanding division. And I would have to say that over the past several years, probably the most difficult concept for kids to grasp and understand is that of division. And so I'm happy we're starting this early. And here we're going to look at understanding the meaning of the unknown as the size of the group in division. What I really want to do with this video is start to relate division to multiplication, because multiplication and division are inverse operations. I simplify that by saying they're opposites for the most part. They have a very similar relationship to each other that addition and subtraction has. So as kids were learning addition and subtraction, we looked at those fact families and how some of these numbers would go all together in addition and subtraction. Very similar, if not exact same concept with multiplication and division. So let's look at problem 1. The first thing I'm going to do before I try to solve problem 1 is I'm going to look at the picture, the model that they have presented. And I want to start out just by writing a multiplication sentence to represent this. I know that multiplication sentences start with a number of groups, and here I see 2 groups of chairs, 2 groups of, and how many chairs are in each group? 6. 2 groups of 6 chairs equals how many total chairs? Well, we could count those up and we would see there are 12 total chairs. When we come down here to the first sentence they've written, it says 12 chairs are divided into 2 equal groups. Divided just means partitioned out evenly. Right now, all the division we do is even division. We have no remainders or leftovers. Everything has to be in equal groups. 12 chairs are divided into 2 equal groups, and we can see that. Here's group 1, here's group 2. There are a total of 12 chairs. This is going to ask, there are blank chairs in each group. So how many chairs are in each group? We can look at it and see that there are 6 chairs in each group. I always strongly encourage using anything you have at home as a manipulative where kids can physically build and sort these problems. If someone told you you could only do that for one concept, which no one's going to tell you that, but if they did, division would be the concept I would do that on, so that they can physically practice dividing out objects into equal groups and start to make the connection to multiplication. Anything you have, pencils, dry beans, little pieces of rice, game parts, anything that you can use to physically divide these objects out is going to be really powerful and extremely helpful for your child to start to understand division. Okay, let's move on to problem 2. And again, I'm going to look at the groups, and I'm going to write my multiplication sentence for that, because the kids typically can pick up on writing multiplication sentences pretty easily, because they start to understand that these are just repeated addition sentences. So let's start out by writing our multiplication sentence. Here I have 3 groups of, let's count the objects in it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 groups of 7 triangles, and it's going to equal a total. We could go through and we could skip count by 7s. If we haven't learned that yet, you could just go through and count every triangle until you realize there is a total of 21 triangles. That's our product for this multiplication sentence. Down to the first sentence that they've written, it says 21 triangles are divided into 3 equal groups. There are blank triangles in each group. You can go through on problems like this and simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The number of objects in a group, and that is going to be your answer. There are 7 objects in every single group. Problem 3. 25 erasers are divided into blank equal groups. Well, I'm looking and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal groups. There are blank erasers in each group. We can go count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 erasers in each and every group. If you wanted to write a multiplication sentence to represent this, your multiplication sentence would look like, let's go find a good place to write this. How about down here? 5 groups of 5 erasers equals 25 total erasers. Problem 4 is about chickens. Blank chickens are divided into blank equal groups. There are blank chickens in each group. Boy, howdy, that's a lot of blanks. Let's break this down. Blank chickens. So we're looking for how many total chickens are there. Well, you can go through and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total chickens are divided into how many equal groups? Remember, this is an array, and we talked about this in the last lesson. In an array, our groups are just the rows. The rows are our groups. So right here, we could say there are 9 chickens divided into 3 equal groups because we have 3 even rows. Rows go left to right or horizontal. And then there are blank chickens in each group. Well, each group, each row here has 3 chickens in it. On this problem, they're going to start to give us the division sentence that we would write. In a division sentence, the total number of objects, the biggest number, is going to be your first number. So here we have 9. Remember, that's our total number of chickens. 9 chickens divided into 3 groups equals 3 chickens in each group. Had we, and let me try to erase some of this without erasing all of it. Had we written our multiplication sentence first, come here, color option, for this array, it would have looked like this. 3 rows of 3 chickens equals 9 total chickens. When we start looking at our multiplication sentence and looking at our division sentence, we're going to start to see that we have the same numbers being used. The product here is the total there, because there are 9 total chickens. We're dividing it into 3 groups with 3 chickens in each group. 3 groups of 3 chickens equals 9 total chickens. That's the inverse relationship between multiplication and division, and we're going to really look at it a lot this year. Problem 5, another array. There are blank buckets in each group. Remember, our groups go side to side in an array. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3 buckets in each group. There's 12 total buckets, and we could count that to see that that was true. Divided into 4 groups. Let's look at those 4 groups. Here's group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. We've just taken these buckets and put them into nice rows and columns to organize the information for us. 12 buckets in 4 equal groups equals 3 buckets per group, and we can see that. We counted it on this top row here. That's the division sentence. The multiplication sentence we would write for this would be 4 groups of 3 equals 12 total buckets. Problem 6, another array. This time they don't give us the support of all of the wording where they break it down for us. They just straight give us the division sentence. 16, I'll call them bricks, divided by 4 groups equals some number in each group. Well, we can count these if you want to count each brick and see there are 16 total bricks. They're divided into these 4 groups again, the rows. And we're looking for how many are in each row. Well, each row or each group has 4 bricks in it. We could count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The multiplication sentence we would write that would accompany this would be 4 rows of 4 equals 16. Oops, I didn't write. 16 total groups. That's going to be it for this first lesson 4 homework page, I will do the second page on a separate video.